The door set specification, including hardware, glazing and door style, should be checked against the order acknowledgement provided by the door set supplier. Before discarding any packaging, check for ancillary components which may be supplied loose, particularly lever handles, and check that all ancillary components required are accounted for. Before any installation work is started, ensure to check the size, type and condition of all door sets against both the survey sizes and the actual aperture sizes. Efforts must be made during installation to ensure that debris, such as wet plaster, does not foul drainage paths nor impair the operation of hardware. Neither sand and cement nor plaster should be used to fill the gap between the frame and the structural opening, with the exception of pointing under the threshold if required. The importance of installing door set outer frames plumb and square within the aperture without twist, racking or distortion of any member cannot be overemphasized. Repeatedly check the squareness and alignment of the outer frame during the installation process. The positioning of the new frame in the aperture is fundamental to a successful installation, as this helps to bridge the cavity, cover the damp-proof course, be set back as far as possible in the aperture to minimize exposure to the elements. Corner fixings should be a minimum of 150 mm and a maximum of 250 mm in from the external corner to prevent cracking welds. No mullion or transom fixings should be closer than 150 mm or further than 250 mm from the centre line of a mullion or transom. Intermediate fixings should be at centres no greater than 600 mm. There must be a minimum of 3 fixings on each jamb. Fixing methods will be influenced by movement, such as the presence or absence of a wall cavity, the nature of any cavity, the relative positions of the frame and cavity, the position of the plaster line. Through frame fixings should be a minimum 100 mm length and should penetrate a minimum of 50 mm into the substrate. Appropriately sized installation packers shall be used adjacent to fixing positions to prevent the outer frame distorting during installation. Installation packers should be incompressible, resistant to rot or corrosion, and span the full width of the outer frame profile. The fixing should be tightened so that the frame is held securely against the packers. Take care not to over-tighten the screws and distort the frame. Apply a small amount of silicone mastic to the shanks and heads of fixings that pass through the outer frame to ensure that no water penetrates into the frame. Packers should be used adjacent to hinge and locking points. If the door requires adjustment within the framework, follow these instructions. Remove the end cap. To raise the door sash, rotate the vertical adjustment screw clockwise. Ensure that all other hinges are adjusted equally. To lower the door sash, rotate the vertical adjustment screw anti-clockwise. Ensure that all other hinges are adjusted equally. Rotate the lateral adjustment drives in the direction required. It is not recommended to fully adjust either one adjuster only or one hinge only. Adjustments should be made gradually, aligning each pair of marks on each hinge until the desired adjustment is achieved. For outward opening doors, tighten the grub screw to lock the pin into position. The purpose of a perimeter sealant is to prevent water and air leakage between the aperture and the door set. Gaps can be sealed solely with a ribbon of low modulus silicone sealant. Uracell recommends Silversil silicone sealants, available from Uracell branches nationwide. In all cases, the sealant should fill the gap to a depth no less than the width of the gap. A backing strip may be used to limit the amount of silicone used. When sealing perimeter joints, take care to ensure any drainage channels are not blocked or obstructed. Once the working area has been cleared of all debris, step back and admire your new Uracell door.